In terms of the track of the storm and where we are right now, what seems to be the big concern as we get ready for it to head our way?
Well, we're in kind of the thick of it now, with the heaviest of the rain coming through the Charlotte metro and the strongest of the wind gusts that will continue to develop as we go through the next few hours. Once we move past 10, 11 o'clock or so, things are going to be settling down. The wind will gradually settle down, so you're not going to have to so much worry about that through the night. And the heavier rain will be moving out as well. So a few more hours to go through the rest of this evening until things start to improve. And this is a live look. You can see that shaky camera from the Myrtle Beach area, the coastal sections of both of the Carolinas, but obviously especially South Carolina, just getting hit real hard today. We've had some piers washed away, floating down the ocean, Pawleys Island.
Right.
Lots of flooding in Murrells Inlet on the walk there, the Marsh Walk, I believe it's called.
Some of the other areas
Right.
where you need to be the most concerned about coming back up here to the Carolinas with those feeder bands that are coming out like this. Where is it, like more Albemarle, Salisbury, and then up in the mountains areas that you're really looking at tonight?
Yes, the heaviest of the rain still focused from Charlotte east, because obviously it's been going on for a little bit longer, more to the east of Charlotte. Eventually it's going to get a little heavier up into the mountains, but not as much concerned about the flooding and the landslides up in the high country as we were earlier this week. We were watching for that, but yes, standing water in the roads and some minor flooding.
I mean, in the areas that we all know, we know Charleston, Pawleys Island, but places like Georgetown getting hit, and population 10,000 people in Georgetown. I have several friends who live in that area, and just from talking with them and getting a sense of that, I mean, that area there hit extremely hard. And also Charleston, even though it seems like the hardest hit area was Pawleys Island, because of where Charleston is located on that coast, I mean, the flooding is really the big concern right now.
Yeah.
But here at home, I mean, when we look at the weather bands that are coming our way, right now, power outages really seem to be the big problem, and trees down in our area.
Some of those power outages already in the thousands across Mecklenburg County here in the Charlotte area. And this is, I believe, Florence, is that right?
Florence, South Carolina.
Florence, South Carolina. So right along that I-95 corridor. And yeah, that heavy rain coming through there. And that's where we were a little more concerned about the twisting wind and the rotation, maybe a couple of brief tornadoes more over the eastern parts of the Carolinas. We had a couple of those tornado warnings so far today, but mainly over eastern North Carolina, and not as much. And if you're wondering, because all the time we talk about with these landfalling systems, the threat of those quick spin up tornadoes, not so much worried about that around here, but obviously we're watching it and we're tracking everything along with you as we go through the rest of tonight. The strong wind gusts is really the biggest issue, along with, of course, the heavy rain, the saturated ground that's leading to more downed trees and scattered power outages. And all these boxes showing up here, those are all the reports of downed trees sprinkled all over the area, exactly where we have that heavy rain coming through right now. And as I said, that's leading to some flooding issues. We have flood advisories continue to show up here and highlighting the counties. You can see Anson, Richmond County under that, Hoke County and Sampson there off to the east, Cumberland up until 9:15 or so. So more out toward the Fayetteville area that continues, and out toward the Sandhills. The rain is actually, the intensity letting up quite a bit there in Richmond and Anson County. So that's good. And for you folks at Cheraw as well. But it is really still coming down, covering pretty much the entire area from the metro and heading on up into the mountain communities. And as I said, too, the rain wasn't so bad earlier around Hickory and Morganton, but it's starting to get heavier as it moves in from the south and east. That temperature right now, another part of the story, it almost feels like wintertime outside. I mean, temperature sitting in the 50s in September. It is chilly out there. That wind sustained out of the north at 24 miles an hour. And here's a look at some of those max wind gusts so far today. You can see closing in 45 miles an hour around Charlotte and Richmond County. We had that reported earlier. They've come down just a bit in some cases since then, but will likely increase. And as Andrew was showing, those future wind gusts, even as high as around 55 or so miles an hour before the evening's out over the next few hours. So temperatures area-wide 50s. We've got some chillier 40s up there in the mountains. What to expect as we go into the night and the weekend. The widespread rain will be moving out later tonight. Once we get closer to midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, it's going to lift up to the north and west, and the wind will settle down through the night as well. But still, it won't be totally clear for the weekend. We'll still be talking about lingering clouds and that chance of a couple of showers. Latest on Ian, by the way, now it's moving over land about 55 miles to the northeast of Charleston, South Carolina. So it will likely at the next update be a tropical storm, tropical depression, eventually remnant area of low pressure as it eventually moves over the western part of Virginia through the weekend. So you can see the rain rotating on through, lifting up to the north and west. So by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're waking up to a little bit of spotty rain, a lot of clouds around, hanging around through the day, but we'll get plenty of dry time into the afternoon. And likely Sunday morning, a lot of us waking up to beautiful sunshine before more clouds kind of rotate back on in from the north and east on Sunday. So we'll just hold on to that chance of a couple of showers over the weekend. Temperatures climb back up into what is still, though, the cooler than average upper 60s for the weekend. And next week looking much more settled. Lots of sunshine starting Tuesday, highs in the 70s.